Hello, everybody, and welcome to Alternative Interactions. I'm Gary. Um, Today we're going to be talking about reality tunnels, creating a reality, and what do we mean by this? I had a question on the comments. Thank you very much. It was TW, and they want me to talk more about reality tunnels and where I get my terminology from and how I see reality tunnels. Now, a reality tunnel is something that we create as the creators of this realm, and we create our own reality. Okay. So it's not really a tunnel as such, but what it is, it's a creational device that we create our own future from, like being a film director. So we're the director of a film, and as a director, we say, no, I don't want that. I want this. And then we move towards the this, and we've created a reality tunnel. We've created a new reality within ourselves. So this links very much into manifestation as well. But when we manifest something, we're just creating that something. And then we create that something into a reality. And from that reality, we create the reality tunnel that allows us to go to where we want to go or to pursue what we want to pursue, or bring into our lives what we want in our reality. Now, I see our reality tunnels, a reality tunnel, as a personal thing. Yes, it will affect the collective around us, but this is a personal power manifestation reality that we have created. And from this, we can get something called the 100 monkey syndrome, where the reality that we've created, this tunnel of energy that we've created within this toroidal field of consciousness, is then beamed out just like a light, just like a light. Now, from all my research, I truly believe we were in a matrix, a simulation, a holographic universe, if that's the way you'd like to see it, or a toroidal field of consciousness that we are part of. And we have a perception of this reality. But I truly not believe, actually, it's wrong. I know. It's a knowing. I know that this is not a reality, how we've been sold it. My personal experiences, my personal journey. I can only express my personal journey on this one. So I have a series called Flat, Round or Neither that I did months ago now, good while ago. And I ask if the realm we live in is flat, round, or neither. And spoiler alert, if I'm talking about a consciousness of reality toroidal fields, then I think you kind of get where I'm headed. Now, it can be flat or round because we create a reality tunnel. Okay, so in my reality, and the reality tunnel I've correct connected to me. So this is my perception of the world. Okay, this is why I kind of call it a tunnel. You know, and Jason of Archaics has talked about this kind of stuff, but I've taken his terminology because it resonated with me. It was easy for me to express and understand. But I have created a reality around myself. This is my reality. It's not your reality. So I am inside my own reality tunnel of consciousness. I know that we're in a matrix, and I know that I can affect outcomes of things that I want to affect via mindfulness manifestation. And so I create my own life, story, and existence via my reality tunnel. And because I'm on YouTube, my reality tunnel then gets spread across this platform to all of you and this beautiful community that we have, the amazing community that we've grown and built up. You're sharing my reality tunnel. I'm expressing my experiences and my journey through this realm. And so you are looking into my reality tunnel. So, how this works in the realm is that, and the realm is what I call this world, by the way, language wise. Um, I don't call it a world particularly. I don't call it a planet. I don't call it Earth as such. I call it a realm because a realm encompasses all of these things as well as allowing the possibility for the matrix, toroidal field of consciousness, holographic universe, AI construct being inside a computer game. It's all the same kind of thing. The language is different, but it's the same meaning. So, how this works in the realm is, as I was going back, we create our own reality tunnel. So, I may decide that today I'm going to phone in sick from work. I think about that thought, I express it, manifest it, do the action, phone up work. I then express what I want, as in, I'm not coming into work today. And I've created a reality tunnel. From the thought to the action, it's just like manifestation to that of created a reality tunnel. And within that reality tunnel, that tunnel has gone into that place of work and then affected everybody else who would be expecting me to come in and work with me today. So my reality tunnel, although it's personal and private, would have a knock-on effect to everybody else's reality and their reality tunnel of an expectation of me to be somewhere when I've pulled away and removed my labor from that paradigm. But what that also gives me is a window of opportunity while I'm not at work, do something else, create a new reality tunnel, a layer of program within the program of the program that has ripple effects that go out. So I'm not at work. It's affected my co-workers. It may have even affected the business and the customers. Huge ripple effect from the new reality tunnel I've taken. I've taken my power back. I'm not going into work. Don't need it today. I'm having a Gary day. So I then have the opportunity to choose within freedom of my own reality that I've created of what I wish to do. Am I going to go fishing? Am I going to go for a walk? What am I going to do? And at the point in which I decide what I'm going to do, I then manifest that, create that, might verbalize it, might not, but I manifest it and create it by doing it. And so I'm then creating another reality tunnel. So I've then created two different reality tunnels in one day. One of not fulfilling the reality tunnel that I was programmed to do so, and then doing something else that I decided to do to break the program for something for me, to do something that I wanted to do. And in by doing something that I wanted to do, I may well have met somebody or done something that I never expected to happen that changes the next reality tunnel I do, and so on. So it's like a snowball rolling down the mountain. It creates momentum and then goes from one place to another place that could potentially cause another issue or non-issue or something good or something bad. But I am creating reality tunnels within the program in which we live in. And they're my personal tunnels that have an effect on everybody else. Just as everybody else's reality tunnel affects everybody else. So if we turned it around, I could be at work and Fred phones up and says, I ain't coming in to work. And that affects my reality tunnel, my reality of the day, what my expectations of that day were have now changed. And the kind of work I did or do or wish to do, could achieve or could not achieve now, will all be affected by that one decision by Fred for not coming in to me because I'm actually at work. So reality tunnels are created also by the dumb elites via news and via social programming. Because if you think about it, I've just broken social programming and the expectation of society by not turning up at work, by going, nah, I ain't doing it today. In effect, I've broken the reality tunnel of the spell that's been placed on me of the expectation of me to do something. Become a free thinker, become different to the norm. Will only do what I want to do from now onwards. A decision's been made. A new reality tunnel has been created in which I can walk down and I can break away from the control mechanism that's been placed on me via societal expectations and the MK Ultra programming that we've received all our lives. I'm setting my own rules in the game in which we participate. Instead of going left, I've decided to go right. The code of the game, if we're talking about a computer, the code of the game has already been written for me to go left. This is the screen is reversed for me when I record. So yeah, this is my left currently. Okay, so the computer screen, the computer program of the expectation of me going to work has already been written because Gary always goes to work. It's part of the compliance, and yet all of a sudden, I've gone right. And the program isn't fully written for that. Of course, there's program there, but it's not been written. And so the construct, the realm, the consciousness that we're in has suddenly got to think about it, or it's got to reprogram, or the matrix then has to put energy into creating something that makes it feel and look real and a reality for me to go down that right hand path. And what have I done? I've broken the programming and the constraints of the reality by doing my own thing. Now, of course, the construct won't want that. It really won't want that. And what it'll want to do is to stop me from making it and forcing it to write new programs to create a reality that I would now asking for and creating. So what it might do is throw something like my boss bumping into my boss when I've phoned in sick. and my boss is going mad at me because I'm not at work. I phoned in sick and I'm clearly not sick. And that's part of the construct, the control mechanism, creating a program to stop you from being you and doing the thing you wanted. Because it doesn't want to write any extra program. You're becoming too much of a pain, too much of a pain in the ass. Too much energy is being expelled on the fact that you're creating your own reality tunnels and not following theirs, going off piste, as it were. No longer following the yellow brick road, you've stepped off and you're walking in the countryside now away from the yellow brick road. And the yellow brick road, everybody walks that road. And so the program is nice and easy for it. Everything's set up. It's no problem. It doesn't take any energy to keep that going. And suddenly you're walking off piste. You're walking off the yellow brick road. Oh my God, what's he doing? Quick, quick, quick. We can't let him see that there's nothing out there. We've got to produce some more meadows and some more trees. And how do we stop him? We see, this is non-compliance, by the way, of the mind control. We're talking non-compliance here now. Our reality tunnel, creating our own reality tunnel, is a form of non-compliance. Now, if we want to go to films, we can then start looking at the Truman Show. And at the point in which Truman woke up and realized he was inside a reality tunnel, and he had been living his life inside a reality tunnel with the same things happening all day long, the same actors doing the same things. They'd be standing in place waiting for them to come out the door, and there's an action and they'd all move. Okay? It's a reality tunnel. It's their reality tunnel. And what happened was when Truman woke up, realized that what the reality tunnel was, that was not real around him, questioned it, got gaslit by the system. System gaslit his best buddy, his wife, who then left because she was an actress all along. But they all rallied round to gaslight Truman into believing that he was having an episode in his mind. We saw that in 2020 with the Jibby Jabbies, with the, what is it now, 11 dart finish. We were all gaslit. You know, this community fundamentally, the majority got none. Some of you may have got one. But you smelt the bullshit. You smelt it. You could see it, feel it. I ain't having any of that. Start doing research and all the bits and pieces. And what happened? You created a different reality tunnel. And ultimately, the system could not handle that many people on a different consciousness reality tunnel. So we got left alone. And we kind of did. Yeah, they gave us some noise and they gave us some aggravation. But fundamentally, I'm sat here today talking to you. And what actually happened to me? Nothing, because I created a new reality tunnel and I went down it. Whether consciously at the time or not, that's exactly what I did. So, getting back to the Truman Show, Truman realizes that he's living in a consciousness bubble, a control mechanism, and every part of his life is controlled. And so he breaks that channeling system. He breaks the system. And what does he do? Gets in a boat and he sails across the ocean. And the noise they made it very rough. They created waves and all sorts of dodgy stuff and fundamentally tried to kill him or push him to the edge of. That's exactly what happened in 2020, wasn't it? They pushed us to the edge, but not over the edge because they couldn't really do that because there was non-compliance. and we'd put non-compliance into our reality tunnel. And there's certain rules on reality tunnels because I think that if you decide to create a reality tunnel and your single-mindedness, bloody mindedness, and faith within you, the Trinity, holding your power, sitting in your power, there is nothing they can do to you. Nothing. Because you've created a new reality, one that they're scared of. And what happened to Truman in the end? It got very easy. And then he hit the end, he found some steps, and he walked up out of the realm in his body. Hmm, that's interesting, isn't it? So be mindful of the reality tunnels we create and the gaslighting and those around us. And this is really a thing, that those around us that are gatekeepers. Your boss suddenly turning up nowhere. You say for me, instance, I've got phoned in sick and I'm down the lake fishing. Never done that in my life, honestly, everybody. Never. No, 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 no. I would never do that. But there I am. I phoned up sick. I'm fishing away, and the boss turns up at the lake, somewhere he's never ever gone to before, never been. Now, did he turn up because of a thought, or did he turn up because of a program that wanted to stop me being free and enjoying myself and realizing that actually I didn't need that stupid job. I didn't need the boss. I didn't need the gatekeeper. I didn't need somebody controlling my reality. And I wanted to break free and do what I wanted to do for a while so that I could then start to sit there, meditate somewhere where I wanted to be, somewhere that I can interact with nature, water, and be at one and at peace, and start to take that foot off the hamster wheel that they put us on, the reality tunnel. Their reality tunnel is a hamster wheel, and then smell the roses for what they really are. Observe everything that's going on. They don't want that. The system doesn't want that. The controllers don't want that. And so they create gatekeepers and noise. And gatekeepers can come in many, many forms. And it's about breaking those mental chains, having faith in your reality tunnel, having faith in you and what you want and the future you're heading towards and going towards it. There's a lot of distractions, a lot of distractions. As my friend Maten said to me, a while back, he said it's like we're walking down this path and besides us is a carnival going on. And there's all these things going on, flashy lights and, bumper cars, dodgems or rides, roller coaster rides, horses to go on, the pirate ship that swings up and down. And then there's a great big, circus tent near the end of it and all. And it's all calling you to go into. It's all wanting your attention. And within that carnival for us are the rabbit holes of our research. The rabbit holes. Rabbit holes aren't a good place to be, everybody. Because a rabbit hole, by its nature, is a dark place that's small and confined. It's a small reality tunnel that takes you down a path that you don't know who dug that tunnel. Was it the genuine rabbit that dug the tunnel? Or was it a controller who dug the tunnel just to keep you tied up? It's important that we know what's inside that rabbit hole. But do we really need to dive into that rabbit hole to the depth? Should we not just be aware of what's gone on, have a general overview, but make sure we're mindful to keep going on our reality tunnel to get to the end of this road where we want to be and go to. For me, that is, you know. And I've got one little last thing about this, okay? It's externalization of your power, you know, allowing all these gatekeepers, the system, control mechanism to control you. The government, they're not going to be here for much longer. They're really not going to be here for much longer. I saw it 2 years ago, the collapse of governments around the world. Doesn't matter if it's Canadian, British, Dutch, any of them. They're all going to go. They're all going to go. But as we get closer to the end of our reality tunnel, the gatekeepers of the government and the system and their enforcers, you know, the judge, the police, and everything else, they'll come in and attack us more and more and more. So if we think about the Truman Show, we're in the really wavy bit at the moment. We're coming up to the real rock and roll wavy part of the show at the end of the show when he's in that little boat and he's been buffeted by high winds. Well, these high winds are now coming in. The storm is here. We're in the storm. And this is exactly what Truman at the end of the show looked at. And it's really worth watching that show with open eyes and seeing what it is all about. The government is going to get more and more extreme. They're going to create more and more debt, and they are creating more and more debt and more inflation, which affects our purchasing power. And what they'll do is they'll come out with some kind of gift for us in return for something else. So could be that if you accept a digital ID, we'll give you some money. The kicker is within 2 or 3 months of you taking the digital ID, the money they gave you would have been long gone through the inflation that they've created, and you're locked into their reality tunnel. We're about to see governments get very desperate very quickly and get more and more extreme. This is a good sign. This is a good sign. Because what it means is in our reality tunnel, the system is panicking because we're headed out of this system and they can't stop us. We're about to hit the end and find those steps and walk out of here. Is that going to happen next month? Of course it's not. Could be 2, 3, 4, 5 years away yet. But we're going to see huge and major changes in the next few months, year coming up, without doubt. So hold the faith, hold your reality tunnel, create your reality tunnel, have faith in what you're doing. And knowing, allow your higher self to guide you in love and light. And create those reality tunnels that really cause them not to panic. Because the more non-compliance we do, the more they scrabble and more energy it takes them, and they have a limited amount of energy, however big they are. Because to deal with a collective group that can be swayed easily doesn't take a lot of energy. To deal with a group like herding cats, okay, you can herd sheep with a couple of sheepdog. I don't know how many sheepdogs you'd need to herd cats, but I'm damn sure it's a lot more than one or two. Yeah, think about that one. How much energy would it take to herd a load of cats compared to a load of sheep? And we're the cats. So, with that, love, light, and blessings, everybody. I hope that helped you understand my terminology of reality tunnels, how they work, and how they interact with everybody and the realm itself, and how that we are the true creators of this realm in the reality tunnels, and that there are pitfalls via their control mechanism where they will put people in to try and slow us down or affect us, like bosses, governments, police, magistrates, judiciary, all the gatekeepers, you know. And if you're a free range cat, a wild cat, as individuals, we are so difficult to control. And all you have to say is no, 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 thank you. I don't comply. There's no law that says you have to give them anything. Acts and statutes are just mouth stuff. They rule by compliance. If you agree to what they're doing and you comply to what they do, you're agreeing to their terms and conditions. If you say, no, not in my reality, I'm not doing that, I'm not playing that game, there is nothing they can do to stop you because you're creating your own reality and you're taking too much energy from the system that's already collapsing around us. And with that, look after yourselves, stay well, and enjoy the ride and don't get sucked into the energies. Remember, observe and do not absorb. Bye, everybody.